Right. Shalom, shalom. Israelites coming out here once again to prophesy the downfall of America, which is modern day Babylon spiritual, the uprising of Israel, which consists of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, the hopeful elect, the remnant, and once again, hopefully it's edifying. This is going to be called the destruction of Israel and the rebirth. So we're going to give all praises to Yahweh. Rakatah Yahweh, Rakatah Yahushai will continue to exalt those names. Yahweh, he is to be, he exists. And in turn, Yahushai, he delivers, Yahweh say in the Holy Spirit, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Rakatah Yahweh, Rakatah Yahushai, double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, great millstone. Most salutations to the brothers teaching word for the hopeful elect, soon to be the elect most high, will to the hopeful extended elect, shalom. Blessings that return to the most high Christ spirit. We just gonna get right into it, man. This is the end time, and 70 AD. 70 AD is pretty much our most prominent downfall. Pretty much, we went into captivity under the Babylonians, the Assyrians, Persian, the Medes, Greeks, the Romans. That siege of Jerusalem during the Flavian dynasty with Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian. 70 AD. So, go to Matthew. Yep, 24. Yep, go ahead. I'm starting. Go back. So if you don't know, we originally started in Israel, and Most High set us up with a name. He set up us as a people, and we the original. They even got videos going back to some of the footage of old Jerusalem. I don't know how far back, but it was so-called black people in the land. They got evidence of that, and iconic figures. In the Bible, there was dark images that they covered up with their rebirth. Go ahead.
This is Matthew 24, verse 15. And it reads, when ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation.
Yeah, because that was Esau coming to take us over with the Roman Empire. But, it starts with the Greeks pretty much, but the Hellenistic age we were incorporated in Greek customs with the Hellenistic age. So they don't really want to go back that far. They want to go. They want to continue Rome. That's why apostles say this is Rome all over again. They want to. That's where they capitalize on it. But our land was besieged in 70 AD. But Antiochus, during the Greek time, wicked root came out of Seleucus Empire. He was that main start of just wickedness, heavy wickedness coming on our people, according to the Edomites. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That's what Paul was sent to, to go and tell them come back to the West. That's part. So the abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet.
Yeah, you go back to Daniel, you'll learn about Antiochus. You'll learn about Alexander the Greek, into Antiochus, and then into the future of the Roman Empire. Go ahead.
Stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Verse 16. Let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains.
Yeah, because we would be in besieged in 65 to 70 AD. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was a period, yeah.
And it says flee to the mountains. That was Masada Mountains, because Masada Mountains was considered a safe haven for Jacob. To flee, because we always had pre-setup it's another word for it. Just in case the enemy come, do this, you know.
And that's how you know you got to have teachers, because it jumps so much. History jumps from one scripture to the next in some scriptures, man. That's a whole period of time, you know. Huh? So yeah, the abomination of desolation, that's going like he's talking about Antiochus Epiphanes destroying the temple, man. During the time of the Maccabees, and it jumps way over there in the 78. That's a big time gap. That's why you gotta have teachers. You can't just read this stuff. You know? Verse 17, let the him which is on the housetop come not down to take anything out of his house. Yeah. Verse 18. Verse 18, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes.
It's similar to today, because they got us surrounded today. They got us besieged today. Jake don't know that, but you know, that's why they build borders, they build checkpoints, they build, you know what I'm saying? You got to have a passport to get out of this thing. You know, to travel and all that. So we're like I said, we're in captivity. We're in captivity this very day. You know, so now our deliverance is going to be, you know, the chariots most high will. So but it does reference that we're going to be like pilgrims in the earth. But you know, that's not our ultimate deliverance. You know, and it says a part of our curses in Deuteronomy, it says, get that right quick, that you shall flee 7 ways, because the Most High said that he'll send our enemies against us. You know, so you know, when they smite the shepherd, the sheep scatter. You know.
It's Deuteronomy 28:7. Yeah.
This Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 7. Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee 1 way and flee before thee 7 ways.
That's not it.
Oh no, that's the wrong one. That's lesson.
This is 28 something.
It's 28.
25. Yeah, 28, 25 is locked, y'all. Yep.
Deuteronomy 28, 25, it says, the Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies.
So, yeah, we will smitten before our enemies, you know, because we went off with the Most High. So he sent our enemies against us. And it's just like, it's fair, because if you don't want to listen to the Most High, well, let this man be over you. Let your enemies be over you. Yeah?
That's how you know we still under the curse, you know, because we're reading in 7. That's the blessing. That's what's coming up. That rebirth. Go ahead.
Thou shalt go out 1 way against them.
You shall go out 1 way against. Go ahead.
And flee 7 ways before them.
And flee 7 ways before them, man. A completion of fleeing different ways, like wherever you can find shelter, man. Wherever you can find hiding. And Jake gonna do the same thing in this Slavic state right here, because when the enemies come in with martial law and the flood, Jake gonna be fleeing. We gonna be praying, and you know what I'm saying, and hoping that, you know, and however the Most High has us go out, but you know, we gonna be in the state of mind of Yahweh Yahushai. Go ahead.
It shall be removed to all the kingdoms of the earth.
You shall be moved to all the kingdoms of the earth, man. So that's why we're overseas. We're still in England. We're in a lot of our people are still in Israel. We're over here in America. We're over there in the Philippines. We're over there in China and shit. We're over there in fucking Netherlands and shit. We're over there and some of our people in Africa and shit still. West Africa, the main, but some of them people are still North Africa. You know, you might have 1 or 2 Israelites there, but it's still, we're there and shit, because we got scattered.
Nigeria, Australia,
you know, Australia, you know, Canada, you know, and all the South Americas, man, you know.
Esau, when he come down with that wrath, basically wherever Jake is, the test is gonna be there. That's how we know we scattered everywhere. You know, this time you ain't gonna be can't really run this time. They're gonna have all that the AI technology. So it ain't gonna be really no running. The whole place it's gonna turn into a breed. So we're gonna need spiritual power.
Yeah. Okay. This one dude, they had might have been a Twilight episode, but they had him go underground and they had him have all his monitors and shit because he wanted to see what was happening on the outside so he'll know to come back out and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know how long it's going to take for you know what I'm saying? So when it starts, the destruction started and when the radiation clears out or whatever. Because he was trying to escape from the bomb, so he had a monitor and the monitors went out and shit. I think that was that wasn't that was a true story and shit. You know, you can look that up, but and his monitors went out, so he didn't know. But they dug him up and they found him and shit. But you know, it's like even when you kind of try to go off by Esau's technology and all that, you're gonna fail, man, because it'll go out. You know. Go ahead. So yeah, that was a part of our curses. James 1:1 too. It says 12 tribes that are scattered abroad. Greetings, you know, if I'm not mistaken, that James. So, and that's how we do. That's how we do in the spirit. Like we greet our people with this truth, you know. So we are scattered across. So that's a curse, man. We supposed to be all in Jerusalem and you know, with expanded borders, ruling the earth, ruling the whole planet. You know, that's not what's happening now. We're in a destructive state. You know. So are we going back to the other one? Or? Oh, you want to go back to yeah, 7. Yeah, what did it say? Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 7. And it reads, the Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee.
Who are our enemies? It's listed in Psalms 83, you know, from all these nations to Edom being our main enemy. And we know that by the records. You don't have to be, it shouldn't even have to be proven. Shit. You know, it's you know, it should be a dates according to how they kill us and shit. It probably is for them a nigga killing season. Or this is to fulfill a quota, you know. It's it's June, like you know, we gotta kill about this many Negroes because every time that shit comes back around, that train comes back around, somebody get called nigga, and it get on the news and shit, or somebody a cop got their knee on a Jake's neck and shit. It never fails. You like this is the same recurring ass shit, you know. So that they are our enemies, man. Go ahead.
So the Lord shall call thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it flips, but we yeah. But it's gonna flip. But you know, we trying to explain the destruction of Israel, and we're gonna get a little bit in how they destroy it, how you could tell they destroy it. Now, even over there, over during the time of our rulership, 1,000 years and plus a little bit more, Europe, and you could tell by the icons, and before their rebirth, they covered up a lot of things to cover in cast. He's mentioned as got the whole world deceived. Everybody think we niggas and we came off ships and that's it. Like, damn, these niggas always need help. They ain't shit. They always need a job. They always need a handout because we got captured by the motherfuckers and devils, and they brought us to the lands. On the outward parts of the land. Yeah.
Okay. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 22. And it reads, the Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with inflammation, and with extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish.
Yeah, because hey, even when you don't have no resources and you don't have no power in your hands, everything turns sour, man. Like the water that you drink, the clothes that you wear. You know how they had the Negroes, like the slaves, running and shit. He got shoes that he had on for 5 years and shit because the slave master won't let him buy no new shoes. And then it mildews on him. He got sores all over him because he can't get no medical care. He's not in the greatest position situation, so there's no hospitals for him. Because they was like, overall, they was like, shit, nigga, we ain't gonna give you medic. They even do that today. If you ain't got no money, they'll let you die and shit. Like, yo, you ain't got no money and shit. They be like, well, we can't give you the proper medicine. And you think they're gonna tell you about herbs after? Nah, they're gonna keep you on their pills and shit. So we're still in slavery. They still those same people. They still got that same spirit. Ain't nothing changed about the devils. Go ahead.
Verse 23, and thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass.
So we're not in our heaven, man. We're trapped in this place. It's like, you know, you look at the sky, you think you can go into, you know, a bliss, you know, what they call it, oblivion or whatever. A sense of paradise, you know, but it's brass over us. Like they got helicopters and jets and shit. They'll shoot a nigga down if you try to go up and shit.
Yeah.
Or you got to have a license and shit to even be in the air.
And they spraying all types of chemicals and stuff in the air too. Some of that shit literally is aluminum and brass and other shit. Yeah. That's got Jake sick, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's killing Jake, man.
So you can't, it ain't no escape out of here, you know? And then beneath, what did it say?
Yep. And the earth that is under thee shall be iron.
So it'll be iron, man. You know? So we're trapped in this matrix and in this world, man. You know? She's a beautiful woman. She's a singer. Her name is Whitney Houston. She made a song called I Believe the Children Are, she had in our song, she's quoted, I believe the children are our future. That was back then. We are the future now. This is the future. Most High said he's short in time for the elect's sake. That was in maybe 1980 something, late 80s. Now it's been like what, 50 years or something, 40, 50 years. We are in the future. You can see videos that says the future is now. It don't say future like in you know, in the future. It says the future is now. This is the end. This is about to wrap up. And by the Most High, see the truth been on the, even with the apostles first, you know, the truth been out a long time according to man years, man. You know, starting with the apostle to on down, 40 years and counting. That's a long time for you. You imagine talking to your son for 40 years, telling him the same shit. It's be like, man, I ain't gonna tell him. Hey, you know, after the second year, you be like, fuck this motherfucker. And you don't say it like, you know, your son's a bastard, because there's always a door open, even for, you know, because if a man's seed is going wrong, he want to know how to fix it. Like, damn, because that's of him. The images of us, and we were like, damn, how do I fix it? Because he's supposed to be a representation of me. Did I do something wrong, Lord? But these niggas that just want to be niggas today. That's all. Like I was thinking earlier, shit, if you're a young man and shit, even if you're in the truth, shit, listen to some different kind of music, man. Don't be listening to that fucking trap music all damn day, man. Listen to some jazz, man. Get to know some of these other artists that you never listened to when it wasn't your time, when they wasn't out in your time, man. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of messages in the music, or a lot of soothing things in that music and shit. These motherfuckers, when I have on my headphones at work, they be thinking I'm probably listening to some you know, Dr. Dre all day and shit. Man, I be listening to all them people, man. You know, a well-rounded. You're supposed to be a well-rounded man in knowledge about everything, man. I listen to the Doors and shit. If I like a song that they have, the Doors, Red Hot Chili Peppers and shit. Phil Collins, which is a Jake, Simply Red and shit. You know? What's that other? Guns N' Roses got a song that I like and shit. Don't let that other music. You can listen to some music, but damn, do a variety of that shit, man. You know? We were lively people. We supposed to know everything, man. And these white so-called these so-called white people at the job, they don't even know. I'm able to talk to them. I didn't been around so-called white people. I just talk to my people, but they don't know that I'm able to talk about songs and shit, talk about what they was doing in the 80s and 90s and shit. You know, the bands and shit. You know about you got to know about these Edomites. You got to know about Moab and shit, and Ammon and shit, and East Indian and shit. You know, not all. I mean, you know what I'm saying, but just to know who they are, what kind of shit that they be into.
Go ahead. Verse 24, the Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed.
Basically, you know, that's our destruction. Go to that scripture in Apocrypha. It says, I won't make a full end of utterly destroy Israel, but I'll correct them in measure.
Yeah.
And you got you young, you know, you young men, y'all gotta have more vibrant energy, man. Y'all gotta have more what is called vigility or something like you know, yeah. You know, apostles, they up in age, but they ain't old. But they got more energy than a lot of these niggas. I'm talking about these 2-3 niggas. But I'm just saying, if you in the truth, you should be more lively and vibrant than these 2-3. These 2-3 niggas be like waking up like bummed out, like hey, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no future and shit. They ain't got no vision and shit. Be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's just the world is just fucked up. Hey, so the fuck what, man? We ain't vibing off this world and shit. Most High called us out of the world, man. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 30:11.
Yeah, but it's a pocket too. It says I want that's one too. We can get that one, but it's one in the pocket. So I will correct them by measure. Yeah, we'll say that one. Got Esau running circles around Jake, man. You know?
Yeah, but he's talking about
I want utterly destroy Israel. I think it goes along with we are in they are in captivity. But right, find it.
yeah. Okay. So this is two. Okay, start one. Okay, all right. Baruch chapter 4, verse 1, and it reads, "This is the book of the commandments of the Most High."
Book of the commandments, go ahead.
And the law that endureth forever.
Hey, they said forever, man. Most of the law, the law that endureth forever. You know, the heathens gonna be following this law in the new kingdom. Our new kingdom. Go ahead.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
Hey, come to life, man. So these scriptures are life. You should be like feeling good. You know, we in our hell, but Most High gave us life in this hell, man. This is the book of life, man. We got all kind of jewels and gems and stems and you know limbs and all that shit in this. Go ahead.
But such as leave it shall die.
If you leave it, you shall die, man. That's why the Most High gave commandments to Adam and Eve. It said, if you surely touch this, you shall die. Because you doing the opposite of it, what he commanded. Go ahead.
Verse 2, turn thee, O Jacob.
Turn thee, O Jacob. Turn around, man. Come back. A lot of people think they still singing that Whitney Houston song, The Children of the Future. No, we're going back to the ancient, man. Go ahead. And that's how the music goes. It goes back around. It comes back around. You know. You know, that even that fast rap, that ain't nothing new, man. It was fast rap back in the 50s and 60s. Before that,
A lot of them new rappers take a lot of old stuff and come back and put it back. Yeah, it's society too. Yeah. A lot of them old beats, yeah, they be rekindling them. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it.
take hold of it. Yo, take hold of life, these commandments. Go ahead.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
Well, hey, we're light. We're of light, man. This Most High, this is a whole science project, the greatest science project of the Most High. We're really light. We're really, you know, the earth is really dark. That's why when they see us, they be like honking their horns and all that, because they see light. People that's bugged out, remember it said bugs, they attracted light. Well, people are bugged out. They bug, so they attracted light. That's why you can see a damn bugged out person, he'll just start fucking with us. Like, what? You should be bugged out about this shit, man. Go ahead.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
That thou mayest be illuminated. The real Illuminati, man. Illuminati just means illuminated. Ain't nothing special about the elites, but their power that they have now. That's why it says the light of the wicked shall be put out. They have light too on the left-hand side. That's why people are looking at them and their creations and things that they make like, ooh, wow. They wild by it. But that's at our low point. They wild by us too. Wow. You guys are, where do you get your uniforms and where do you get the sign from? And what do you know? Who gave you that knowledge and stuff? It comes from the heavens. But we got teachers though. Go ahead.
Verse 3, give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
Or a strange nation. That's what these people are, strange nation. You'll start, if you went into their homes, you'll start to know, man. You'll start to know how strange they are and shit. Like, you ever have somebody try to kick it with you and you be like, and they think, you know, you think that, you know, they got it going on, and you be like, how am I kicking it with this motherfucker? It's weird as hell or boring as hell and shit. It's like, he's just at the house and just, his family is weird. His sister come in and brother come in and they all doing some crazy ass shit. You like, I can't kick it with this dude. And he cool around it. Gotta find you some new friends and shit. Go ahead.
Verse 4, O Israel, happy are we.
Happy are we because we got this truth. You know? Happy are we because the Lord is our power. We ain't got no idol as our power. We don't have no strange God as our power. He's the dopest, you know, we can explain in man's terms, flyest being ever. And you can see that through the brotherhood. Brothers are fly, man. You know? Brothers, they got different mindsets, different backgrounds, but we all come together, we fly, and we all got similar traits to where we know, like, yeah, even when we see a woman, be like, nah, that bitch is ugly, that bitch is like poor and shit. Jake know what a fine woman looks like and shit. He got his own preference, but he know what, you know. When a man go up in a woman, he know what the box feel like. You know? So we understand those physical dynamics, you know, as well as spiritual, because Most High gave it to us. Go ahead.
O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us.
See? How can we please you, Most High? If he just said, no, I ain't gonna tell you that. We can't, we done. Because if you don't please your power, Like a woman, if she don't please you, you gonna get rid of her ass. Like, why have this female around? She don't do shit. She don't cook. She don't clean. She don't wash the. She treat my children like shit. You know. You find out that your child, where my son at? Well, I took him over to Benita's house. Oh, that bitch, hell nah. Go get my son. That bitch is crazy. So you gotta know who, you know. So you gotta know how to please your Lord, man. You know, this is a pleasing thing, not to worship idols, not to commit adultery. Is pleasing to the Most High. You know, treat your brother like, you know, with love, you know, and respect, and have order among that's pleasing to the Most High. You know, we're not pleased with our people that's out there like crazy, man. We're not pleased with that. We're not pleased with a ratchet woman. That's not attracted to us, man. You know, bitch that talk shit loud and shit, got hella makeup on, eyelashes out the hair and shit. You know, stripper clothes, whatever. Go ahead.
Verse 5, be of good cheer, my people.
Be of good cheer, my people. Why? Because it's truth. We have his truth. We have him as our Lord, Yahweh. We have Yahweh Shai as our Savior. You know, we have true education, not the education of this world. We have true light, not the light of the Illuminati. We have true, true character and conduct, not of this world. You know, go ahead.
The memorial of Israel.
The memorial of Israel. That's what Most High always does. He tells us to remember this. Remember when you were once in Egypt. Remember when I told you this. Remember your fathers that told you. Ask of them. Go back to the ancient. You know? What the scripture says, if I not remember Jerusalem as my chief port. Paraphrase. You know? Most High said, though I still in your remembrance, once you knew this. So then you start to put your life together by according to the scripture and say, oh, that's why I can't, you know, that I can't keep a wife, so to speak. Or that's why my brother, they come against us, they hate us. Because now I remember, Most High reminded us that we went off with him. Shit. You know, that he has sent our enemies against us. Now I know why Edom hates us. You know? So-called white man hates us. Now I know why it's racism in the earth, that we're not in our proper state, that we're in the ghettos and slums or not in the best places. Oh, okay, Lord. Yeah, okay. We went off with you, man. I mean, power, you know, Yahweh. Shall I go ahead?
Verse 6, you were sold to the nations.
You were sold to the nations. You know, now what do the nations do? They sell us. You know, hey, if you go to China and shit, you're gonna be playing on a Chinese basketball team and shit. And you're gonna be sold to each team just like over here in America and shit. You're gonna be selling. You can't bring your soulness and your all your flavor and culture into they culture. They're gonna be like, yeah, we get it, nigga, but you in China now. You have to speak Chinese. You gotta wear Chinese garments and shit. You know? They're gonna think you rebelling against their kingdom, man. Go ahead.
Not for your destruction.
So it wasn't meant for our destruction to destroy us. You know? But we are destroyed. It said my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, not because you just destroyed. You destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Once you learn the knowledge, once you understand it, you come out of that destruction, man. You know? So go ahead. Not for your destruction. Go ahead.
But because she moved the Most High to wrath.
You moved them to wrath. It's just like when you backhand a woman, and now that you're the worst man in the world, man. If people know the backstory, you be like, this woman committed adultery on me. I wanted to take her out, but instead I slapped her ass a couple of times. And then a wise man would be like, well, shit. That's That's acceptable. I mean, we understand it now. We understand the story. That's what Most High did. Slapped Israel, backslapped Israel a couple of times. You know what I'm saying?
You say why you should be stricken anymore? The whole head
Yeah.
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
You revolt more and more.
But that's another thing too, that he 2/3 he ain't gonna be he gonna let them be wicked. Let them be 2/3 to get destroyed. But all the ones that want to come in like, hey, who's hungry? You know, you don't try to feed the whole world. Or even when you set up a business, you be like, who's into, you have a t-shirt business or another, well, you into what's a good example? You into cars and that's your thing. Well, we sell old school cars or whatever. So he ain't trying to sell cars to everybody. He's trying to sell it to the ones that, into cars. Most High he said, I love them that love me. He's into the ones that's into the truth, into his word. Not everybody, man. That's why the scripture's coming up. Go ahead.
But because ye moved the Most High to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies.
You were delivered to the enemies. Go ahead.
Verse 7, for you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils.
And then what did it say also? The Most High said, you provoke me to jealousy. It says, jealousy is the rage of man. So if we can understand jealousy in the flesh, you can imagine how Most High is jealous. He's a jealous power. So when he get jealous, he's flooding the earth. He's sending tornadoes. It ain't no man's power where you can come in with a gun and kill both the man and the woman, or him laying with her or her laying with him. He gonna make an earthquake come up on your ass, or send all these enemies, all these nations against you. Go ahead.
And not to Yahweh.
Go ahead and read that again, Slut.
Verse 7, for ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils.
Yeah, you sacrifice into devils, man, and not into Yahweh. Well, Hashem Yahweh Shai. So Most High has sacrifices that are meant for good, that are meant for righteousness' sake. Just like Abraham was going to sacrifice his son Isaac, but the angel stopped him. And it says by faith, Abraham, sojourned to a foreign land and so forth. So Most High is building us up in our minds to do the right, to have that on the righteous side, the sacrifices, the walk you in, taking in your brother, or forgiving the trespass. You can't forgive a trespass of a nigga and of a 2/3, because that's who they are. They're gonna do that shit all day and every day. I'm talking about your brother, man. Go ahead.
Verse 8, ye have forgotten the everlasting power.
You have forgotten the everlasting power. Go ahead.
That brought you up.
That brought you up, man. That brought you up from death, brought you up from a grave state of mind, brought you up from the land of Egypt, brought you up, showing us examples. Like I said, train up a child in the way he should go, he should not depart from it. You can't just raise your child and just leave him out there. You gotta raise your child and tell him what this is and that is, and the reason why you did this, came against him. Tell him about women, tell him about his enemies, tell him about pedophiles and shit, tell him about all that shit. You gotta tell him about sex and shit. Tell him about these fucking sodomites and shit. You gotta tell him about everything. Most High did that, man. He did, with the commandments. That covers everything. Hey, don't lie with another man. Man shall not lie with man. Woman shall not lay down with a woman like she does with a man. Thou shalt not kill, steal. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not covet another man's property. If everybody was going by those rules, it wouldn't be no evil on the earth, man. Everybody, your neighbor, come out and respect you. Like, Damn, I'm missing my a bike, or and you ain't gonna suspect your neighbor because they righteous. They wouldn't do that because they follow the law. It says thou shalt not cover their neighbor's property. Now you gotta live in a land that somebody worried about sleeping with your fucking beast and shit. The beast come out home all fucked up. You wonder why he's acting strange because some bum ass devil didn't slept with your dog and shit. But they were supposed to be put to death, both of them. But that's that kind of world we live in, without the command, without the Most High covering His Spirit. Go ahead.
And ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
You have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. Like, I don't want to live. I want to. You might have our people that learn from these other heathens. They born outside Jerusalem. They happy and shit. Like, it's too strict in Jerusalem. It's too Most High is too grievous. His commandments. I don't understand why we gotta plan it. We gotta cultivate. We gotta, keep the land Sabbath and keep the Sabbath and be like, why can't we just live? Now you see what Israel is. Now you see. That's why you got Sukiana and Sexy Red and Cardi B and that's why you got them. You think Most High is proud of that? You think when they call out Jesus, they talking about the very Son of God? They talking about this this Caesar Bashir character. You think the Most High is pleasing with them? Like Yahweh Shai would hold hands with them if he was in the presence? He'd be like, nah, get these witches and these Jezebels away from me. The 5 virgins that he didn't open the door to, man. Yep, now we live under the laws of Esau. Yep. Derek GN. Go ahead.
Verse 9, for when she saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you.
When she saw the wrath of when Jerusalem saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, go ahead.
She said, hearken.
She said, hearken. Go ahead.
Oh, ye that dwell about Zion.
Hearken. That means listen. Sit your ass down like when you have a kid. Sit your ass down. You don't have, because a kid is standing up and he's like, thinking he's on your level and shit. Sit down and listen. Go ahead.
The Most High have brought upon me great mourning.
Great mourning. Go ahead.
For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters.
I saw the captivity. Man, y'all in trouble, man. This shit going down. What do you mean? Y'all disrespecting Most High. Sometimes a child gotta tell another child, like, oh, you shouldn't have did that. What? He gonna be mad. He gonna be cool. Yeah. I didn't got my ass whooped on for that same shit. You know what I'm saying? You in trouble. Go ahead.
Which the everlasting brought upon them.
The everlasting brought upon them. Most High brought it on them. Go ahead.
Verse 11, with joy did I nourish them.
I nourished them with joy. Jerusalem, Yahshua, damn, getting tied up. Yeah, Yasharum. The Russian.
Jerusalem?
Yeah. Russian.
It's got
you have a woman to nurture you. You women supposed to be nurtured. You're supposed to be breastfeed. You're supposed to be, you might have, hey, y'all don't have enough milk, shit. I need another woman. But however it can work, we need to do that. But Israel won't, But she's like, hey, I nurtured you, Go ahead.
But sent them away with weeping and mourning.
I sent them away with weeping and mourning. Go ahead. It's going to say.
Verse 12, let no man rejoice over me.
Yep.
A widow.
A widow. That means the husband is dead. Widow. That means the Most High ain't for y'all right now. I'm a widow. Because the husband's supposed to be the strength of the family. It trickle all the way down. That's how you know these rats are not the Israelites, because they got whole families. Israel is broken up. We the ones that ain't got no father in the house, and that's a curse in Deuteronomy. Which in the remnant of his children he shall lead. No? So she's mourning and saying, "Hey, I ain't got nothing for you. I can't nurture you no more. I ain't got no. The husband is not good." That's what a woman says today. Like, y'all got to get out of the house and shit. Y'all a burden to me, and you be 10 years old and shit. You know, you be 7 years old. Y'all getting on my nerve. Y'all got to live with your grandma and all that. I ain't got nothing for you. You know, go ahead.
And forsaken of many.
Forsaken of many. Go ahead.
Who for the sins of my children am left desolate.
Left desolate. For the sins is transgression of the law. For it's so easy. But with Israel, it's so difficult. Because it's like, they'll be trying to like, why can't I eat swine? Why can't I, if a woman's crying out to me and she's abused by her husband, why the Lord mad at me that she came to me and I slept with her? Why, why I gotta report to elders and all that? Why can, you know what I'm saying? Israel has become grievous to Israel. So Most High, leave your ass out there, man. Okay. Don't lock my door, man. You know, the Most High got a big, I'm just, painting the picture. It's big ass iron steel door and shit. He could keep that, he could keep it unlocked and you still can't get in. Damn, I can't get in, Pop. That's another thing. He didn't downsize us. We used to be higher in stature, taller in stature. So now we like little men. You got women that are taller than you now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Who the sins of my children have left desolate. Because they departed from the law of the Most High.
Because they departed from the law of the Most High. So all you that say that law doesn't exist or it's done away with, that's why you effed up in the head. Because you departed from his law. You're a reprobate now. And he's going to give you up to those spirits. It says reprobate shall be given up to those spirits, man. The reprobate is without judgment. So you might become a zombie, a sodomite, or a crackhead, in 2025. Go ahead.
Verse 13, they know not his statutes.
They know not his statutes. Go ahead.
Nor walk in the ways of his commandments.
They don't walk in the ways of his commandment. Go ahead.
Nor trod in the paths of discipline.
No, trod in the path of discipline. Yeah.
In his righteousness.
Yeah. Because discipline, you gotta, just like an army, you gotta, you gotta be in line. What they say, keep that child in line. They messing up. Everything is supposed to be an orderly system, like it to an army. Even if you're not into war, even Paul said it's war in his members. There's something going on in your child's head that they dealing with. You gotta knock on the door and talk to him, man. You can't just leave them in the room and shit playing video games. You don't know what the fuck they doing and shit. Hey son, you all right? You need to talk. Talk about what, Dad? Talk about stuff that's going on in school. Talk about, And you got to show him the real. He'll thank you for showing him the real. Jake don't even know how to talk to a woman no more. You know, he don't even know how to talk to his father or his mother. My pops know when he talked to me, I'm gonna just be speaking a word. I could shoot the breeze with you a little bit, but you know, it's gonna go back to you wanting to notice. I mean, you want to pick up my brain about this word, and that's where we, you know, that's where it goes that way. But shit, I could talk to my pops, but he's, you know, he's like I said, he's into this education, so I got to talk proper and all that, but pronounce words right. So I be like, man, come on, man, we grown ass men, man. I'm not the worst speaker in the world. I'm not the best, but damn, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like we just converse and talk and shit, like as father and son, and not as teacher and student. It, you know, teacher and student goes with it, but it, you know, you don't have to always bang your Most High. Don't bang the commandments over us. That's what the law was before. It was kind of like, but Israel didn't understand. But it was like, dang, man. So the Yahweh Shai came as a comfort of the law instead of being grievous. He was a comfort. Like you know, you gotta nurture. You can't just like water your plants just all day. You know, water. It drown your plant out. You gotta do it in a orderly way. Have patience. You know? A lot of these women, soon as they child jump off a table, get your ass there. Soon, be like, hey, look, don't, because it's not proper behavior. Don't jump off the table, man. Like, how many times do I have to tell you that? You know what I'm saying? Next time, you know, I gotta get on your ass, man. But these women shaking their baby, throwing their baby across the room and shit. A lot of babies are dying because Jake don't know how to handle them now and shit.
They naturally supposed to be nurturers, but Esau done got them in that mind state.
Yeah,
just, you know, they ain't in that mind state no more, man. Yeah. A lot of them, they can't do it no more. They too busy worried about their career or what they want to do. And they look at it as like a burden to take care of a child. Yeah. That's not how they're supposed to be. Yeah. They're supposed to love nurturing children. Yeah.
This one dude, he threw his, just because he was arguing with his woman, he threw his baby off his own child off the, you know, off the balcony and shit, man. Weak ass, minded ass ninja, man. A nigga, that's a nigga for real, man. You know, you ain't supposed to be that weak and shit. You say, hey, hold the baby. Look, you know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
Yep. These women back then, in my sister's days, and she said she even told me about a story that female that wanted to fight her when she was pregnant, and she said, wait till I'm have this baby, then we can fight. I'm gonna whoop your ass. But you know, she wanted to fight her while she was pregnant. But I think, and women, certain women had that respect. Like, I'm gonna wait till that bitch had that baby, and then I'm gonna fight her. They don't care no more. They'll fight her with the baby. They'll kick the baby and shit. You know, kill the baby, and try to kill you and the baby and shit. That's how it is these days. Or cut a woman's stomach open and kick the baby from her. Now, we had that in the back and nothing to do under the sun. You know, we just telling you that we ain't like that. Our women are not like that. Our wives are not like that. And the sisters that's truly in this truth, they ain't gonna do no shit like that.
Verse 14, let them that dwell about Sion come, and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters.
Yeah, remember the captivity of our sons and daughters, man. Go ahead.
Which the everlasting have brought upon them.
See, through AI, they're gonna be like, yeah, slavery didn't exist. They're gonna try to make a whole new movie that and try to just drown out the reality of our existence in this world. That none of that happened. You know? Fuck slavery, fuck what's happening to you. Come to a dream station or go hook up with AI and have your dreams and your fantasies hooked up to this Neuralink shit. You know? Because the Most High wants us to be bitter to remind us. That's why we had the Passover. We eat the horseradish, eat bitter herbs. He wants us to remind us of that slavery. Remember where you at. You know? Where you from? The doom's clock. No? Go ahead.
Verse 15, when he had brought a nation upon them from far.
From far, go ahead.
A shameless nation.
And that's Baruch, right? Yep. And the same thing is in Deuteronomy. So you know this is part of the Bible. It says the exact same thing. Most High sent his enemies against us. Go ahead.
A shameless nation and of a strange language.
Strange language, man. You got our people trying to correct us from English. What about learning Hebrew? The other language that Apostle talk about, Greek and Latin. It'll connect you. And Jake back then, Jake was getting his Romeo on. And we was macking back then. Macking ain't nothing new, man. Solomon was smacking to them females and shit. He told Queen Sheba, hey, she was like, she was surprised at all the wisdom Solomon knew that was fame. And she said it's even more than what she thought it was. Yeah. Even hearing the rumor about what he was saying. So he's like, man, Solomon, his words and stuff, the way he be putting it down.
And you know what's fun? It's amazing because nowadays when you come at a woman come at a woman like Solomon did, Solomon, he had great wisdom. So I'm pretty sure, Solomon, whenever he spoke to a woman, he'd speak like no nigga. Would come at a woman. He would come at him, he would come at him with wisdom, and that would what's the word? And peep that, but nowadays,
because he'll peep their mind. He wouldn't talk. He'll let them talk.
Right.
And he'll be like, well, why do you think that way?
Right.
Well, my father and all that. And you like, well, your father, y'all are from a different nation than we are. That's why. That kind of like, he'll they want to talk to him.
These women now they used to fast talking niggas.
Yeah.
I had this chick the other day. I'm talking to her. Well, she might ask me a question, and I might not respond immediately in haste. I might, think about it and then respond. She's like, why you always? I'm like, you not used to that. That's a stoic. That's how a stoic man is gonna reply to. I'm not gonna just answer you in haste. So she at the same time she was not like you could tell she ain't used to it, but not offended by it either. They not used to that. You know what I'm saying? How a stoic man.
Well, yeah. And according to the knowledge, that's why I said dwell with them according to knowledge. So if you tell a woman, she's like, yeah, I was used to being the tarot reading and all that and psychic stuff. You're like, yeah, so you kind of remind me of the daughter of the Chaldeans. You kind of remind me of the Chaldeans. She ain't gonna know what you're talking about. But of course, we don't really speak that type of reference today because they'll fly over their head. But that's kind of how they talk back then, according to land masses, the knowledge of the people, the history of the people. When somebody presented you like a woman coming, I'm the daughter of Pharaoh or the niece of Pharaoh. They'll mention the man's name. They didn't just be like, oh, I'm independent and shit. I got my own business. No, I'm a daughter of Pharaoh. I'm a daughter of so-and-so. I'm a daughter of, a niece of David or something. They went back to their fathers. Go ahead. These women don't even mention their fathers today, man. And neither do, the men. Go ahead.
Who neither reverence old man.
See, there you go. Reverence old men. Because that goes back to the ancient, your elders and all that. Supposed to reverence them, man. Go ahead.
nor pity child.
Nor pity the child, man. Our people are all messed up. You can just turn on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You can see it all over the place. We are destroyed. Hosea 4:6 right there. So our people are destroyed in a sense, destroyed mentally, and some of them won't make it. So they're destroyed in that sense, but Most High left the remnant, and they're going to return back into the kingdom. The fruits of the loins of the elect. Go ahead.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
And that's possessive. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. That's why we destroyed. Like if you didn't know nothing and you a grown man, you ain't no good. Somebody gonna have to take you in and control you and shit. You don't know where to go. You don't know how to act. You don't know who to talk to. You don't know what I'm saying? That's why if a man is if he has a wife and there's something wrong with the electricity in the house, he got to call an electrician. Not that, that he's still not a man, but he don't have the knowledge of electricity, so he got to call that man, which is usually a man. Electrician is usually a man. But then that man, you invite him into your house, he see your woman is pretty, he gonna probably try to fucking sleep with your woman and shit. But if you knew that knowledge, they wouldn't make no connection. You know what I'm saying? It's impossible now because we all scattered, we all over the place. But the more you know, the more you don't have to be subject to stuff, man. Go ahead. So we destroyed for the lack of knowledge, man. Even knowing the Most High, knowing how to please the Most High. Go ahead.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
You have rejected knowledge.
I will also reject thee.
Well, what did Solomon say? He said, thank you to Water Yahweh for all the things that you show me. You give me knowledge of wild beasts, knowledge of the earth, the circuit of and how the world works and all that, the operations and the circuits and all that. So, if you in a jungle or a certain type of environment and you don't know about it, you're going to get bitten by a serpent or you're going to get, ate by a wild beast. Or you go to a neighborhood and it's ghetto and it's a hood, they be like, oh, you got on red. You got on red. Don't go down that street because it's Crips down that street. They be tripping. If you don't know the knowledge, you're gonna get your ass done in. Man. So my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Go ahead.
Yeah, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
You rejected knowledge, Most High is gonna reject you. Go ahead.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
Because with a priest, they hold the oracles. They people come to them. Even going back to the Leviticus priesthood, and you got to know things. You got to know things as a judge. Or when you have children, your children say, what are we going to do, daddy? You just lost your job. You got to figure that shit out as a man. You got to well, just hold on. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll find something. You got to have confidence. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Commit suicide or go away and leave your children. They're going to be like, what happened to daddy? You know what I'm saying? It's like that Good Time show. James would come in throwing fucking chairs and shit. So, shit, children move out the way. Like, damn, daddy, he lost his job. He tripping. he need a moment and shit. Then he get another job and shit. Not the best job, but he get one. He get food on his table. A lot of Jake forgot to know how to hustle too. Like a lot of Jake, if he knew how to hustle, he'd be like, shit, I got food from this church, we can eat, But Jake is so proud that he got to have the top shit, for his child and shit. Shit. Like, look, son, we in a children, gather around. We're in a predicament. Shit. We broke right now. We don't have as much money as we should have or had. So we might have to go to the Jesus house a few days. Sweet Jesus. He's passing out food, you know. But then you be like, it won't be long. I'll have a job soon, and we'll bounce back. They be like, okay, we understand that, Dad. You come through, because Most High come through for you for believing, having faith in, having confidence. A lot of jakes, you know, they even don't even want to work for the man and shit. The so-called man. You got to work for Esau. You got to work for somebody. You got to work for. You might have to work for a Chinese. You be like, damn, I work for a Chinese man making the noodles and shit, rolling up the noodles. I was like, this is some bullshit, man. I had a fucking bonnet type of fucking cap. Had my goggles on because they had Clorox. They would dye the noodles and shit. So I'm in there with looking like one of them and shit. Goggles. I was like, I had to work there for at least 3 months. I said, Lord, this is one of the lowest I've ever been, Lord. Help me out.
Crazy, man.
Help me out, Lord. I can't do this shit. And he's like, all they say is, you're coming tomorrow? Like, damn. I had to call off a couple of days. I was like, shit. But you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Until you get a better job, man. Yeah. These heathens rule over us right now. Go ahead. But we're gonna pick it up back up to where the rebirth starts with us, man. Go ahead.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of the Most High,
Yep.
I will also forget thy children.
Get our children. Look at that. Look at the children. You can tell. That's our children now. You know? I mean, y'all young brothers, but y'all can easily have a child up to what? 15 years old or whatever? Yeah. And the 15-year-old children are already wild out there. You know? And it's a recycling because that happened back then, but it's even worse today because of the access they have to this internet and it's worse and worse. You know? Go ahead. So we don't really look at our people like just fingers all day and shit. We look like, damn, our people are fucked up, and we know why, man. You know, and a lot of us barely made it out. Even the last of this generation barely made it out. You know, and the truth will probably be most of when you come to the truth is probably 30 years old now. Back then it was 20. You know, next 2 years it might, the whole generation is gonna be done and old men become old bottles. They probably won't even make it. They got to be reborn in the kingdom. Go ahead. I saw a grown ass nigga sagging his pants, ass out and shit. He had on drawers, but it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's 50 years old and shit, man.
Still doing that shit, Jay?
Come on, man. And he'll get mad if you address it and shit. Or a man with long hair, he'll get mad if you mistake him as a woman. I ain't no fucking well. You got long hair, man. Can't be mad at me and shit, go ahead.
Verse 7.
You accidentally go into a gay club and shit. You like, oh shit, I didn't know this was a gay club. But if somebody see you, they're gonna be like, yeah, nigga, yeah. You're gonna be like, that wasn't me, motherfucker. I didn't know this was a gay club and shit. Oh, you're gonna have to recount that shit. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Hosea 4:7, it says, as they were increased, so they sinned against me.
They was increasing, they sinned against me.
Therefore will I change their glory into shame.
Oh, change the glory into shame. That's what even the woman's glory got turned into shame. She's bald-headed now. You saw a bald-headed bitch yesterday. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Look like that kind of bald that's in Black Panther bald.
Shit, Lord jacking us up too, shit.
Yeah. He jacking us up too, man.
I got a bald spot on my damn head. Lord tore us the fuck up, man.
We gonna get all that back.
I know I've been trying to do all types of shit to get that shit to come. We're gonna have to wait on it.
Wait till sometime we're gonna have to. A lot of things we're gonna have to wait on the kingdom.
Yeah, a lot of stuff ain't coming in yet. That's cool though.
Yeah.
You know,
to have a full grown head of women ain't gonna have.
yeah.
Ain't gonna be no bald headed ass women in the kingdom. That's a shame for a woman to have bald head, man.
Yeah.
That's her mourning and all that. Go ahead.
That's it on that out?
Yeah, I believe yes.
Okay. All right. We're going back to
So we're gonna pick it up back into our rebirth, our glory. Yeah. Most High said, what did he say? I will have mercy upon Jacob. Okay. So the Most High is having mercy upon us. We're not. Oh, did we meet? I will not utterly destroy them, but correct them in measure.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right quick.
Yeah.
So these nations thought we were done. Like, look at them. They're down for the count. You know how you think, would he get up? A boxing and shit? And it's like, they count.
No.
Who they count? They count from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1. 10 to 9. 10. Yeah. They count up. Yeah. So, and we're on the 9. Will they get up? And then the boxer get up. You like, all right, let's go. Let's get. That's how we are. Can these bones live? Now we up again. Now the Satan is like, oh shit. Yeah. But we're supposed to be dead by drugs, gangs, the food. We're supposed to be dead, man. The music, our women, our children, we all supposed to be dead, man. I'm talking about mentally and spiritually. Now Most High woke us up. Now they like, damn, uh-oh. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 11. For I am with thee, saith the Lord.
Most High is with us. He always been. And like our people always want to talk to the Lord, but now they learning that, man, okay, we'll talk to the prophets, Lord. Because we letting them know that judgment comes from the Most High. We let them know that the Most High killeth to make alive. He wanted, he do all those things. So they be like, well, let me talk to a regular man, because the Most High is, his judgment is hard.
But that was the same way they did that Sinai when they told
Moses.
Yeah. The Lord brought that, felt the energy of that presence. They couldn't handle it. So it's like,
because they don't know the Lord, so we gotta tell them who the Lord is. Go ahead. They didn't believe in reincarnation. They don't know you gotta pay for what you do in the body. They be like, I ain't never heard of nobody, our people mourning somebody that lost, and be like, stand on the podium and be like, yeah, everybody, we sorry that he's gone, but he gotta work some stuff out with the Lord. He wasn't really no good person and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why it said, Yahweh Shai said, let the dead bury the dead, because they done, man. We ain't gonna go to no funeral and this nigga was wicked as hell and shit. And we are praying for him and shit and hope he in a better place. No, you gotta return back to the Most High, and whatever the Most High got for you, buddy. That's you. Somebody said, happy Sabbath, brothers. Conchetta.
Yeah, it's actually not Sabbath till Monday, Tuesday, right? Monday, Sunday.
Yeah, this is not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not
Monday,
the Sabbath.
sundown, Tuesday.
You know, the Sabbaths go by the moon.
New moon.
No. Look at it in the book of
It's
Isaiah.
It's not Friday, Saturday. Friday sundown, Saturday sundown. Friday and Saturday is not in the Bible. It goes back to Saturnalia. The worship of that god or the goddess or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's precepts in the Apocrypha, also in Isaiah the 66th chapter, go into that.
Yeah,
going to the Sabbath is the new moon.
Friday is what, the worship of Frida,
Rhea, the fire goddess, basically.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, saith the Lord, to save thee, though I make a full end of all the nations,
make a full end of all the nations, meaning their power. Because they're gonna still be our servants. So he ain't talking about they're gonna be done away with. Their power. Go ahead.
Whether I have scattered thee.
Whether I have scattered thee. So we're scattered among all these nations. Hey, it's Afro. Look up what I said. It could put up Afro anything, Afro Iranians, Afro Chinese, Afro, and it's gonna pop up us and shit. We gonna be there. Afro Germans,
Yep.
Afro East Indians and shit, which are those are the same region as the Iranian. Yeah, Afro Filipinos, Afro Samoans. Go ahead.
Whether I have scattered thee,
Yep.
yet will I not make a full end of thee.
Not full end of Jacob, so-called Negro Latino neighbors, Native Americans. Go ahead.
But I will correct thee in measure.
Correct thee in measure. That's why we have order set up. Correction of, brother, you can't do that. That's going off. Correct thee in measure and your trials and tribulation. And then when you put that together, the understanding of these things, you be like, okay, that's the Most High corrected. But he corrects us through our brotherhood too. Go ahead.
And will not leave thee altogether unpunished.
Yeah, altogether unpunished. So he gonna punish us, but not destroy us. So Yahweh Shai was sent, and he said, what? You must be born again. Get that scripture? So now the laws are not done away with, but you got to be born again to understand what the laws really meant for you. What Moses was really saying, why thou shalt not kill and steal and destroy. Because you be like, in the man, he think he's doing right. I'm going to steal his bike because it's just all kind of shit happening on the earth. And everybody's stealing other shit and stealing. So I'm going to steal too. That ain't the right kind of mind to have. You know? So now Yahweh Shai is like, you got to be born reborn. Go ahead.
First, this is St. John, chapter 3, verse 7. Marvel not that I said unto thee, ye must be born again.
Yeah, you must be born again, meaning all the stuff that you learned and how you thought you learned it as a carnal man, it wasn't the right way. You got to be, now you can understand through the spirit of the law, why this is happening, why the law is. As Paul understood the law. He said, shit, without the law, I wouldn't know how not to do this. No? Go ahead.
Start the third verse.
Go ahead.
Yahweh Shah answered it. St. John 3:3 says, Yahweh Shah answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again.
Well, read before that.
Start out.
This is John chapter 3, verse 1. There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus,
Go ahead.
a ruler of the Jews. The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from the Most High. For no man
So
can
what
do.
was Yahweh Shai teaching? He was teaching the law. A master at it. He taught Paul. Go ahead.
For no man can do these miracles that thou doest,
Yep. Go ahead.
except the Most High be with him.
Yep. Go ahead.
Yahushua answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again.
Except the man be born again. So it ain't talking about, go ahead, it's going to say though. Go ahead.
He cannot see the kingdom of the Most High.
You cannot see the kingdom of the Most High. Go ahead.
It's the order, man.
Yep.
Man, see the order is set up.
He said, Nicodemus said unto him, how can a man be born again?
How can a man be born again? Go ahead.
When he is old?
When he is old. And he said, go ahead.
Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb?
Can he come back through the womb a second time?
And be born?
And be born? No, it's talking about renewing of your mind. Rebirth of your mind. So that means all the BS that you learn in school, high school, college, you learn from hearsay, wise things, rumors and shit, and just stuff made up. You gotta be like, nah, I gotta learn, because it says desire the sincere milk of the word. That means you're a baby again to the knowledge that's presented to you in this truth. Like, damn, I didn't know that.
Got to be regenerated. The spirit has to be rekindled. Because it's the same spirit. You know, that's why I said the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. You know, our flesh, it dies, but the spirit don't die, man. Yeah. So it's coming back to be basically reintroduced into what truth is, man, what the law is.
That's like if you parents and you have children, and then now you gotta tell your children, well, that's how my friend does it. Dad, his parents, well, they don't know the truth, son. That's why they do it that way. But now that you know the truth, you can't do that what they do. So you raising your children in a new mind state, so to speak. That was always our customs and always, but to him it's new. Because he forgot, remember as Most High said, you forget my law. So then the law comes back to you, but it's taught to you in a spiritual way, because we don't kill no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? By 2 or 3 witnesses. And that's mercy. Because, if you got your people and they just get caught up in some adultery, sodomite shit just because of this seduction that's in the world, you be like, well, you can be forgiven, son. But he got to be nurtured in the right way and disciplined, and that old man got to die, man. That's why they was back then they were getting put to death. Like but the spirit, it killed their spirit too, because they didn't understand yet why I was really getting put. They didn't fully understand the knowledge of why my son got to die. I know he did this, Lord, but can't you forgive him? Like, he ain't gonna do it again. And then, with the Moses law, nah, we gotta kill him, gotta stone him. Yahweh Shai say, forgive him and nurture and give him, teach him right and give him and have mercy upon him. Forgive him. What did it say? Give him his trespasses.
Yeah, if you want your trespasses to be forgiven. So people do you in a certain way. I don't mean you just keep dealing with them if they doing you wrong. But you got to leave that with the Most High. You can't take no vengeance. Yeah. You want to clear from your mind, man. Yeah. And keep moving forward and thinking about salvation. Yeah. Yeah. Got a scripture going about what we're doing in the mind.
Yeah. You finished that?
It says in verse 5, it says Yahweh Shah answered, verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Yeah. So you gotta be born by water, like inside a woman's belly. You're born inside this that, what do you call it? That her womb, which is water and all that. Yep. And you gotta be born by the Spirit. So you're gonna have the natural way of coming up and learning the customs of the law, but you have to understand the spirit of the law now.
Yep. Which is that waters of affliction. The affliction is what brings you to understand what's the correct way to do things and how not to do it. I mean, you got the bread of adversity. We have our enemies that we were putting, that we were sent here to, be put under for a specific amount of time. And that's what's molding us to be actual judges. That's why we got to be here for Jacob's trouble. How are we going to be considered judges if we don't see no judgment that you be executed? That's how we know we're going to be here.
But we didn't understand it when Moses was, because we'll just take care of one sin, like, oh, okay, I committed adultery, and then you go do something else wrong, you be like, man, I got to go to Moses again.
Yeah.
And then you just keep going to Moses all day, you be like, it becomes grievous, like, why we got to keep going? And our children keep on dying, so that's why it says from Adam to Moses reigned death. And now Yahweh Shai came, he put light, he came to be the light, and that light, and saying, no, renew your mind. So then you learn something over and over again, you're gonna naturally do it. It's gonna be in your spirit to do that. That's why we're living, we're trying to get the fulfillment of the new covenant. We're not there, but we're trying to have that completed so that all the laws will be in us. That's spiritual, and we'll just do the law. You think we're gonna have to open up the book when these nations, you know what I'm saying? We might open up the book, but you think we're gonna have to, let me see if it's a sin, you know what I'm saying? when these nations come to us for judgment, we're gonna actually just know it.
Yep.
That's why it says you ain't gonna have to learn from door to door. Everybody's gonna know the truth.
You have to teach your fellow neighbor, you have to teach, Israel no more, in the kingdom. Because that's what everlasting life is. The whole law completely done correctly. That's immortality. Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
Be not conformed to this world, that which they trying to make us be conformed by all the goodies that they got in this world. Disneyland, go ahead.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
By the renew, that's how you make that transformation, by the renewing of your mind. Like it renew means it's new. Like you take a same car, but you renew it. It's restore. Yeah, restore. So it's the same spirit, like you said. The same laws, but the laws, now you understand them in the spirit of it. Like, oh, that's why the Most High said, don't do this. That's why the Most High, even Adam and Eve, they understood when they did. They said, oh, now we know why the Most High said, you touch the tree. Now we know why he said, you shall surely die. It
was taking in that the philosophy is taking in the wrong type of methods of living. Headed all the way down to this Babylonian mindset.
Yeah, and that death is a resolving door. Look how people they still getting shot, but they still slanging, banging. They still dying by each other's hands. They still doing the same shit. It's a revolving door. So they died. That died within their mind. They not alive. So they keep doing attached to death. And Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai woke us up and pulled us out of that. Now we thinking right. Now we like, okay, because how you gonna trust a man after you seen the people and the environment all fucked up where they kill each other? Who's the first people that stepped up and been like, look, we got to stop this, and we got to set an example to where now that revolving door of death is turned back the other way. Well, even Most High put the spirit on Abba Bivens, High Priest Ariai, Elder High Priest Shaiqua, and King Masha, Salakia, if I'm not saying it orderly, Salakia, but those men. And then on Great Millstone, with the apostles, Apostle Har Gabar, Apostle Khan and Ramla, and now we got a revolving door of true brotherhood of trust. Yeah, you got a few demons, devils in there, but they get weeded out. So that's what these devils they don't like, and that's why they got they coming against us now, because now we're not hating each other, gang banging, disrespecting each other. And that was the whole Esau's plan, to have us destroyed. So you got a house, you can go to another state and a brother welcome you in their house. We can go to across the seas. It camps over there of GMS and they invite you to their house like brother. That didn't used to be. You go to a nigga's house, you might get shot in the world. He might jack you himself. That's a remember that they've been having lately, those rappers and shit, they getting jacked by their own so-called homies and shit. And if it's a nigga in a camp like that, he gonna get dealt with. Either Most High gonna deal with him, or he even might righteously get stumped out by the brothers. Who knows? I'm just saying that's what GMS don't tolerate. So this is the renewing of our minds of righteousness to the best of our ability. That where the tables are turning. Go ahead. This is the true rebirth. Go ahead.
That you may prove what is that good.
You may prove that what is good. Go ahead.
And acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
That perfect will of the Most High. That's what we're trying to reach, and that's what we're practicing. It says we rehearse the righteous acts. Because Jake thought righteousness was weak and shit. He thought he was like, man, That sound, I want to be hard. I want to be a gangster and shit. And all these motherfuckers are getting bent over and shit, man. Yeah. All them turn them to sodomites, man. Some of the rappers that we looked up to and shit. Like, damn, you find out, shit. Where the children supposed to go after that? Because that was their leadership. That was their influence. You know? And that's why they trying to kill us. But the hell with these devils. I mean, that hell when they life and hell when they come back in reincarnation, Most High put their asses in slavery. You know? Anybody got anything else? So we are the rebirth. The hopeful elect. The elect is the rebirth to start that new family. And even in the kingdom, the children that are born after them will learn war no more. They're gonna not learn evil no more. They ain't gonna learn no more wickedness. So it gotta start somewhere. You know?
All right, scripture goes, if the Lord didn't leave a remnant, we'd be Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah.
We all be through. So it gotta be somebody here that's remaining to bring it back. He said his was not done away with. Somebody gotta be here, somebody gotta be somebody.
Yeah. Well, it says, remember, it says, I'll forget you and your children. Well, the opposite of that, I will remember you and your children if you come back to me. So he's remembering us now. Now we got fruit growing. Now we got righteousness within and around and all that, even in this hell. So go ahead.
And while he's doing that, he's cutting off the wicked. You know, he got. I was going to speak up an article that I found the other day. King, I think it's Prince Henry. I think so. No, King Charles. He went over there, Great Britain, right? He went over there to Canada to basically go against America Babylon the Great. They're going against Trump right now. Then you got Russia. They went and found the whole Israeli, child trafficking ring when they was raiding some stuff in the land of Israel, man. It was linked all the way to Hollywood and stuff, man. Yeah. A lot of Hollywood stars and stuff was linked into that and stuff, man. Mm-hmm. Okay, so while the Lord is raising us up and giving us a mind freedom, from this place, He is, exposing these people, man. These are not the real people of the Lord, man. And when they go down, we go up. Because that's the law, man. Like you ain't supposed to be selling children and shit. Nah,
it says
that ain't,
and into hoardism and into sodomy.
Yep, that's what they do. They sell them and do all this weird shit to them, man.
Y'all gonna get Most High gonna destroy you for being weird and for being fuckboys and all that shit. Man. Like that's why it said righteous or bold as a lion, because if you didn't fought all your life and you be like, you finally figure out like, man, I've been doing wrong, and you try to do right, and you like, now I know Most High. It ain't nothing to fear. Fuck these devils, man. Because that left hand side is nothing but bullshit and sodomy and fuckboy shit. So you ain't got nothing to worry about, man.
We know that there's definitely a famine coming too, man. That's why they're making all this GMO food, because the Lord is cutting off man and beast, and He's starting with the ones that's real important to the earth, man. A lot of bees died this winter, man. And there was a truck. They had a bunch of honeybees. They was trying to take them and pollinate them, and the truck crashed, man. Killed all the bees, man. It's a whole bunch of shit going on right now, man. It's a whole lot of stuff showing that.
That's what the Most High said. The man will mourn and the beast will mourn.
Yep.
And the woman will mourn and everybody's mourning. It says righteous authority people rejoice, wicked authority people mourn. But hey, man, like we praise the Most High for even being alive, waking up, breathing, and all that. So the hell with you devils that represent death and all that. These motherfuckers killing, these motherfuckers murder people, man. And sacrifice people, man. Children and all that. They what did it say? Like Apostle Barra always say, going back to the planet 8, they're the harbingers of death, man. They cling on to death, man. We of life, man. So we don't fear death, because Most High is of life, and He's the power of the living, and then we know men will live again, and that's why I want to go into that Jude 1 next time, or have Spirit be on us to We'll sit down, get into Jude 1, chapter 1. Because it's hope for Israel, man. Look at all this greatness the Most High made, and this devil's tearing it apart, man. This devil ruining the trees and the land and the people's mind and the thing, and he creates things earth even more. Like he got rid of horses and all that, and I mean, the use of horses, dancing in parade. You didn't need a party. You had a horses and camels and all that stuff. That's why they call it engine. They got horsepower. It's not the real horse. Here's my lingo that sometimes have to be real horse, man. The real reality of this stuff, man. That's why he's changing everything to AI and everything that digital stuff. You're gonna lose miserably, man. That's the you making the most stupid mistake in the world. Well, it ain't no mistake. It's how you are. That's who you are. You're the wicked. So we understand that. But I'm telling you, in your physical, in your fleshly mind, as a man on earth, you making a grave decision, because the spiritual demon, he reports to the Most High. In case you devils didn't know, the spiritual demon Satan, he's in line with the Most High. He's in order with the Most High. He got you devils thinking like Most High got you devils, like I said, he give them up to delusions. He got you devils tricked. But Satan is tremble. It said in the scripture said they tremble at the Most High. Even the devils, I think he used the word devils tremble at his word.
So Psalms chapter 50 verse 21, and it reads, "These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself."
Such as one as thyself, like the Most High is a man. Yeah, I was shy as a man. He was a man on earth, but then he said, "When I return, I'm not going to return and meet you as a man." So you're dealing with higher power. You're dealing with a higher power, a method of this war, man. You can't. Your arms are too short to box with the Most High. Man. Yeah, how many experiments you do? How long you in that damn lab and shit, man? Go ahead.
"But I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes."
And the Most High is gonna. He set us men in order before you, man. Right before your eyes, man. Now you see like, oh. So now you seeing signs and all that, and you ain't just like old Israel. You become like our old men. Like you don't pay attention. You ain't paying attention to the signs. No. All the curses gonna come up on you instead of us now. So you Most High moved us out the way, and now he's pouring all this stuff on you.
You getting them curses that was on us.
So that rebirth is starting with the men of the Lord, the elect. And it's gonna be a beautiful thing, because after that, all our children gonna be righteous when they grow up. No more sodomy, no more whoreism in Israel, no more war in Israel, no more hatred between brother against brother. Like those are the curses. Now Esau gonna hate his own brethren in slavery. He's gonna be whipping his ass, and he's gonna be looking at his brother like, you the cause of me getting whipped and shit. They're gonna be all confused, I'm just speaking as a man, but yeah, man. Anybody got anything else? So hey, we told you that it's the end of times, man. And spirit is quick. Yeah, spirit is quick. So we're gonna be here in a flash. We're gonna not be here.
Right now, it's time to get in order. Understand your role in the truth. That's all the way down to the children, because even the children, young ones out there that know the truth, y'all got to get ready too. Y'all ain't gonna get out no Jacob's trouble. We all got to be here, man. And of course, for them, it ain't gonna be as much responsibility on them, but they still have a responsibility, still, to pray to the Heavenly Father, obey their parents, Everybody's got a role in this thing. So that's what the Lord's doing. And if He's not setting you in order, He's making you get worse and worse.
And they're going to separate us. So, they're going to separate just like that Independence Day. One child, the parents got on one bus and the children got on another bus.
Yeah, so you got to get yourself ready in your mind. All of us do. Because they're gonna split us up because they know 2 or 3 of us together. We cold as hell back in Israel. That's why they got us scattered everywhere.
By 2 or 3 witnesses, 2 or 3 gathered in my name, that I'm in the midst of it.
Yep.
So they know that too.
So they gonna definitely try to split us apart, man.
Yeah.
So you got to get ready to have that stability in your mind. When you on your own, you got all these people out here, man, bugging out, man.
Yeah.
Because it can get to that point. We hope it doesn't. We hope that we can be together. As many of us as we can during Jacob struggle, man.
You got to bug in.
Each other, man.
You got to bug in instead of bug out.
Hey,
Bug in.
Plug into that power source.
Go into the matrix and shit. On the right hand side. Well, hey man, that's it. Hopefully it was edifying. The water for being on Common Board. Brother that cool scriptures, few sisters that may have watched. Shalom. Foremost and always gonna give all praises to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Shai, Daman, Apostle Elder, Bishops, Great Millstone, Masate, Brother, Chief Word for the Flexion to be like Messiah will. Shalom. Blessing.
Shalom.